I was the saddest kid on earth because I was looking forward to being in Boston and seeing all the new bands and all the incredibly exciting things that were going on then. But we had to move up to this little tiny town in New Hampshire because my father had a job there. And but anyway, while I was there, during the summers, kids would come up from Boston and New York, and so I would look forward to all these interesting people coming up with new records and possibly some musicians I could play with. And sure enough, it turned out that Joe Perry was a summer kid up there, and we used to get together every summer and put a band together. And the first time we did it, I think we were both like maybe between 9th and 10th grade, and we called our band the Pipe Dream. And it has kind of it sort of implies some of the stuff that was going on in the nation at that time. And we were pretty happy that we could kind of come up with a name like that and nobody would know what we were up to. So at the end of the summer, of course, Joe had to go back to wherever he lived for most of the year and go to school. And we would break the band up for until the next summer, and then we would put it back together and keep playing. So the first year we were the Pipe Dream. Second year we were Plastic Glass, which we thought was a very advanced psychedelic name for a band. And we had a lot of fun. I had actually gotten into a little trouble with the law at that particular time up in New Hampshire and had to pay off a fine, which I managed to do by playing in a band with Joe and my other friends. So it was kind of funny how what turned out was to be an attempt at disciplining me really just pushed me further into the world of rock, basically. So anyway, the following summer we called it the Jam Band, and then the following summer after that we called it the Jam Band. But the difference at the end of that summer was that Joe and I were both out of high school, and we could now really go into what we always dreamed about doing, and that was move to the nearest big city, which was Boston, and start a band and try to make it. And we were very fortunate that right around the same time, Stephen, who had some really cool bands, and was also a summer kid up in New Hampshire, he was getting fed up with what he was up to, and so he thought maybe he'd join up with Joe and I. And sure enough, the following October there, Stephen joined up with us, and then we found Joey, and a year later we had Brad, and then we had our band, and as it is today. Wow. We have managed to get sick of each other a couple of times, but we wind up all realizing that there's nothing much that would be any more fun than what we're doing in this band, so that's why we're back. All right, so anyway, the album, which is coming out in the early fall, is something we're super excited about. It's basically finished. Right now we're listening to the last of the mixes, and it's going through the mastering process, which is the last thing it goes through before they start.